Hello friends, I'm going to be doing a poor man's kitchen here today. Uh, I have about 2 cups flour here, my sourdough mother starter, about a packet of yeast, teaspoon of salt. I'll be adding sugar to it for the yeast to feed on, and I'd say about 2.5 cups buttermilk. Alrighty, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the dry ingredients first. There goes the yeast. I'm going to put about 4 of the generic plastic spoons worth of sugar in here. If you want to do less than that, you can. It's just to taste. There's 4 or whatever. And then there's the salt. Get these out of my way. Now I'm going to add the sourdough mother. When you're making sourdough bread, always set back some of your batter from the time before and add a little bit of milk or even water if you have to it to keep it sort of a pancake batter mixture. I'm not going to add all that in there. I'm going to do that so it don't grip on the counter as bad. Then I'm going to add my buttermilk. Oh, I dearly love buttermilk too. And then I'm going to mix it all together here. Till it becomes a consistency of a dough. And there's flour in the bottom of this that didn't get mixed in. So what you do is you take your hand, you dip down in there, and you mix it together. Some people say it isn't sourdough unless it's been handled by somebody, worked by hand, and just turned into a good dough. You want it to get to where it doesn't stick to you as bad. And you just work that flour in. And then you let it raise. I'm also going to be doing some beef shank today and putting it in some beans. So we'll have sourdough and beans today. Sort of a old-time favorite, huh? If you ever watched some of the old cowboy movies or whatever, usually the bread they had was sourdough or biscuits. We can do that at a later time. And I can see I didn't have enough flour in the bottom to keep it from sticking to me. Now I'm going to take a section of this and put it back in here. This way I've got starter for next time. That's what they would refer to as leavened bread. If you want an unleavened bread, well, there's recipes out there for that too. And there's many a good recipe for that. I'll have to dig a few of them up and make a batch. Anywho, I'm going to get cleaned up here and turn the video off and work on the next project. But then you let your bread raise and bake it. I've got my oven already preheating at 400 degrees for baking. And you bake that till it looks like it's done. I usually leave it in there, oh good grief, anywhere from, I'm going to take a guess because I usually don't time it, 15 to 30 minutes, depending on how big the loaf is. And we'll yak at you later. Okay, here we go with the beef shank. I picked these up at the local market for a little over $1 a piece. Most people would just bypass this because it's just the low cut meat, but we're going to brown this, lock in the juices and the flavoring. I'm going to season a little bit, but not much because I'm going to be putting seasoning in the beans. What I'm going to do is I'm just browning this. A little pepper. You know me and pepper. Oh. And a little garlic salt. I'm doing this left-handed because I didn't wash my hands after handling the meat. Always make sure to keep your hands clean when handling meat because you don't want to pass bacteria from your towel to your guests' hands to your family's hands, or from one food to the other. I'm frying this in the same frying pan I fried my eggs in this morning, which has oil and lard in it because we were short on the oil, which is per se much like what I titled my videos, The Poor Man's Kitchen. You do with what you got. And make sure you can feed your family. I've already added the last of our white beans to this crock pot. I'll probably be adding a can of beans once they get cooked part way through. This way, got enough for a couple of days worth of eating. Plus, I've got 2 good chunks of meat here which will break up and feed my wife and I for a couple of days. And you've seen these pieces of meat aren't very big. They got the bone in it yet, and there we go. That side I've got a brown gray color to it, and that does too. So let's get this side done. It's got the marrow in the bone yet. Now you can go into your dinner. I'm going to be adding some spices to this, but I don't have any bay leaf this time around. Ran out. I do have garlic. And I'm going to do something a little different here today. a cinnamon stick in here with beans. Cook that and give it flavor. We got our garlic. Easy way to get that out of the skin is just smash it down. Some people use a butcher knife to flatten it down. I just flatten it down with my fingers. It comes right out of the skin. All I gotta do is cut that tip off of there. And one nice thing, you don't need a very sharp knife to actually do this. Just cut that tip off there. And you just cut your garlic into your beans. Oops. Just like that. I'll make that piece off. Like that. Our bread's rising nicely over here. Okay, we don't need to cook this completely through because we're going to be cooking it with the beans. But I want to make sure it's good and brown to lock the juices in. So I'm going to take this over here. Be careful, that grease is hot. Don't burn yourself. Lay that right in on top of the beans, like so. I'm going to give you a look at that. I'm going to bring you around here. Do. Just like that. You can see our bread raising there next to it. I'm going to put some water in there and some spices. And I'm going to set you down here so you can see me do that. I'm going to grab one batch of spice. This has got bay leaf and all sorts of other mixed spices in it. It's a seasoning blend. And I'm going to grab some more pepper. Put that in there. Gotta have pepper. Turn that burner off so I don't burn myself. Watch your hot burners now. Okay. I already put the cinnamon in there, so I'm going to add just a dash of pickling spice. I know that's got some bay leaf and other things mixed in it. That'll help give the food some flavor. Just remember, when you're cooking something up for your family, if you wouldn't eat it, don't give it to your family. They won't eat it either. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. I'm going to add the water to this and get it going. I don't know if I'll be able to show you the end results, but I'll give it a try. Bye-bye. Okay, that's what the bread looks like finished. I baked it a little longer than normal. As you can see, the outside crust has gotten a little dark, but I wanted to make sure the inside was done. I'm going to show you what the beans look like. Of course, the meat's not tender enough to break apart yet. The beans aren't done. So I'll just bring the camera over to it. Okay, we'll put that in the bowl, put that there, like that, don't fall down and break. As you can tell, my kitchen has a bit of a character. That's what the beans look like so far. And you can see the beef shank is in there, cooking away as well. Smells pretty good. I had to add a can of beans to it that we had up in the cupboard, but with the combination, it's turning out pretty good. If you want to make an impression on your family and do something to make them really proud of you, instead of opening up a package of food that's already been pre-cooked, when you got the time, tell them you love them by cooking them a home-cooked meal from scratch. All right. Poor Man's Kitchen done for today. Bye-bye.